Welcome. We are going to be learning a form that is advanced today. Now, it is advanced not because it is advanced to understand it, but because it is advanced to actually be able to use it in a natural sounding sentence. The form we're learning today actually has two different uses. Although it looks the exact same, the first one is using the quoting form. And then you attach 니까. Now, what is this quoting form? Well, this is whatever you put before 고 when you're making a quote. So if you take the verb 하다, well, that'll be 한다. However, if you're doing this with a verb like 이다, to be, you get 이라고, right? You can also do past tense. So 하다 can become 했다니까. You can also quote a question. So now you can get 했냐니까. If you're making a suggestion, for example, 하다 could become 하자. Well, 하자니까, command, you can also get 하라니까. So you have a lot of variation that you can use in this form, depending on what sort of quoting form and what tense you're using. This 타니까 form is shortened from 타고 하니까 because 말하니까, because someone says, quote, because he said there's no more time, let's go. That is what this is, because someone says, quote. So what is 타니까 used for? 타니까 is used for replying to a quote said by someone. Now, who is this someone? It could be someone else, or it could also be yourself. So this form is used for replying to something that somebody said. There's another important rule you need to know about 타니까. Whatever subject goes before 타니까 must be different than whatever subject comes after 타니까. So you cannot use this to say something like, because I said, I will do something. It has to be a different subject. Because I said something, you do something. Because you said something, 철수 is doing something. Because someone else said something, you do something. It has to be different subjects whenever you're using this form. So let's do some example sentences, and then we're going to talk about, there's actually a second usage for this form as well. 다음 주는 날씨가 좋을 거라니까 그때 여행을 같이 가요. 다음 주는 날씨가 좋을 거라니까. So next week, 다음 주는 날씨, the weather, 좋다, the weather is good. Because they are saying that the weather will be good next week, 그때, literally that time, so then, 그때 여행을 같이 가요. So let's take a trip together, 여행, then. They say the weather is going to be good next week, so let's take a trip together then. Because A says, next week the weather will be good, B, let's go together. So you can assume B is us because 같이 가요 is let's go together. B is us. So A has to be someone else. Is A you? No. Us includes I and you. So it's got to be a third party. And since nobody else is named, you can assume it's just they say. The weather forecast, they say that next week's weather will be good. So let's take a trip then together. 철수가 여기로 들어가는 걸 봤다니까 조금 더 기다려봐요. 기다려봐요. Try waiting a little more. Let's wait a little bit longer. We can assume A is going to be someone else. Someone saw 철수 go in here. 조금 더 기다려봐요. So let's wait a little bit longer. Someone said they saw 철수 go in here. So let's just wait a bit longer. 철수가 여기로 들어가는 걸 봤다니까. Because somebody said they saw 철수 go in here. 조금 더 기다려봐요. So you wait a little bit longer, or let's wait a little bit longer. 제가 혼자서 했다니까 믿지 않는 눈치였어요. 제가 혼자서 했다니까 믿지 않는 눈치였어요. Because I said I did it all by myself. Someone else. 믿지 않는, so not believing, so disbelief. 눈치. I sensed that, or I noticed that, or just it seemed like they didn't believe me. 믿지 않는 눈치. So I kind of got the feeling that after I said I did it by myself, I noticed that they looked like they didn't believe me. 제가 그것도 못 참냐니까 그럼 직접 해보라던데요. Because I said, so A is going to be I. So B is someone else. 보라던데요. 참다 is to endure, to put up with, to bear, to be able to handle something. So I asked, 그것도 못 참냐? Like, can you not even handle that? You can't even handle that. And when I asked them that, they said, 그럼, well then, 직접 해보라. Do it yourself. So then, do it yourself is what they said. 제가 그것도 못 참냐니까 그럼 직접 해보라던데요. So I was saying like, hey, can't you even deal with this? Like you can't even handle this? So then they said, well then just do it yourself. 직접 해보라던데요. 음료수를 사오라니까 콜라를 사왔어요. Because someone said 사오다, to buy and come. In English, we just say to go buy. 콜라를 사왔어요. So cola, this is what we would just call Coke. I said, go buy some beverage. 콜라를 사왔어요. He or she, someone else, bought Coke. 음료수를 사오라니까 콜라를 사왔어요. So I said, buy a beverage, and they brought back Coke. There is one more way that you can use this 타니까 form. This 타니까 form, conjugated in the exact same way, can also be used to simply just restate something that you already said, first person, when you're upset or annoyed that the person didn't hear you the first time, or maybe they weren't listening. So you're restating something you said and adding emphasis to it by restating. You're just like, I told you already. I already said. Or if it's a question, I already asked. It is only used like this at the end of a sentence. And this one is only appropriate for informal usage. So you're not going to use this form, 타니까, to restate something that you said to your boss or to a teacher or to someone you're meeting for the first time. Like, hey, I told you I need a raise. Your boss is going to be like, you're fired. Get out. It doesn't mean it's rude, informal only, and only when it's used in the first person. So it's not going to be you said. So you can translate it as maybe I told you, or I already asked you, or I already said. 저는 너무 달아서 먹을 수 없다니까요. So I already told you I can't eat it. 먹을 수 없다. Because it's too sweet. Like, hey, come on, like, you know, I told you I can't eat it because it's too sweet. So stop asking. Like that sort of meaning. 저는 너무 달아서 먹을 수 없다니까요. I told you I can't eat it because it's too sweet. 이번 주도 BTS가 1등일 거라니까요. I told you BTS is going to be number one. 1등. 이번 주, this week. So I told you BTS is going to be number one again this week. 이 얘기는 그만하자니까요. I said 그만하자. Let's stop. 이 얘기는, so this conversation, so what we're talking about, this topic, 이 얘기는 그만하자니까요. I said let's stop talking about this, whatever we're talking about. 이 얘기. Thanks for coming again, and I will see you next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.